The head of Algeria's army announcing what could be a significant moment in the country's history, requesting the removal of President Abdelaziz Bouteflika from office.
In this regard, we need to find a solution to sort out this crisis and to respond to the demands of Algerians within the constitution and within the sovereignty of the country in order to achieve that consensus and to achieve something that is accepted by all parties.
Bouteflika has been in power for 20 years. He's been credited with revitalizing Algeria's economy and ending fighting with armed groups in the 1990s, which killed tens of thousands. But he's now 82 and his health has been poor, especially since suffering a stroke 6 years ago. His critics say he's become little more than a frontman for military and business leaders whom his opponents say really run the country. Weeks of growing protests finally forced Bouteflika to reverse his announcement to stand for a fifth term. He also postponed next month's presidential election, a decision designed, his critics say, to keep him in office. Algeria's military leaders have been some of Bouteflika's strongest supporters. Now they seem to be abandoning him, but some fear that even if Bouteflika goes, little may change.
The army and the secret services who have had some disagreements with the Bouteflika clan, have always tried to find a way and a way forward after the Bouteflika presidency. And that's what they are trying to do currently, but that won't solve the issue of how can the Algerian people have their demands answered about the regime, about their willingness to see the regime leave.
Article 102 of Algeria's constitution says a president should be removed from office if the Constitutional Council decides he's unable to carry out his duties because of long-term illness. If two-thirds of Parliament agrees, the chairman of the upper house will become acting president.
If we follow the constitutions, then more or less the same people who are running the country at the moment will be running it for the foreseeable future, 45 days to 90 days, depending on the situation. Then elections are held without making major constitutional or legal arrangements. So the game will be played according to the rules that exist today, and this is what the people in Algeria have been calling for or against, basically. They don't want the politics to continue under the same rules.
Abdelaziz Bouteflika's hold on power appears to be slipping, but some of his critics fear his allies are determined to remain. Rob Matheson, Al Jazeera.